Hard work and determination of our area athletes. This is The Score on WQAD News 8.
Good evening and welcome to The Score Sunday. We are halfway through the month of January and there's plenty of things happening in local sports scene. Coming up tonight, the St. Ambrose football team hires a new football coach, and it's someone very familiar with the program. Fillip takes over the head coaching duties. We will talk to Vince about the job and his vision for the Fighting Bees football team. Then we'll meet the newest member of the WQAD sports team, Camille Gear. We'll find out what got her interested in sports and some other fun facts. Our FCA Story of the Week shows us how a Hall of Fame coach is making a difference in the lives of her players, and we'll see how three cousins remember the life of Sean Lewis and how they continue to honor him on the court. We start tonight with the St. Ambrose football team. After a 2-month search for their new football coach, the search committee realized they didn't have to go very far to find their next head coach. We are now joined by the new St. Ambrose football coach, Fillip, and it's a name and person that's very familiar with St. Ambrose. Vince, first of all, congratulations on getting the job. I know it's probably been a long week for you, but again, congratulations on becoming the new football coach at St. Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. It's been it's been an exciting week. A lot of information that I've learned over the course of the last 7 days, which is nice. But a lot of excitement around the entire program right now for sure.
You're, as I said in the intro, you're someone very familiar with St. Ambrose. You played there, I think you said, from 2005 to 2008. What was it about St. Ambrose back when you were in high school and trying to find a place to go to college? What was it about St. Ambrose that kind of lured you there to play football?
Yeah, it was to be honest, it was kind of one of those things that I just knew it and felt it, when I left. I was lucky. I remember my mom literally every weekend, I felt like we were going on different, visits to schools and universities and things that way. And like I said, got on campus here at St. Ambrose, met a bunch of really, really great people. And like I said, I left and I was like, you know what, that's a place that I can see myself and, flourishing and excelling there, not only from a football standpoint, but from academics and socially and things that way too.
So while you were there, obviously from 2005 to 2008, you're All-American in 2008. Obviously, Ambrose had a ton of success during that stretch. I know you made the playoffs a few times. At what point did you start to transition from football player to start thinking, you know what, I want to continue staying around the game and becoming a coach was the next eventual process?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be approached by the coaching staff at that time. So when I was graduating, obviously Coach Magistrelli was the head coach. Our defense coordinator was Jeff Gersh at that time. And there was just opportunity. I was, like I said, finishing up my undergrad. They were in the process of hiring new GAs. So it wasn't, I was always involved with sports, always around sports. My major was sports management. So it was always something that I knew I wanted to be around. And like I said, was just lucky enough to have that opportunity at my alma mater right away. So it was something I obviously jumped all over.
And I know during your press conference this week, you kind of talked about the steps along the way. It's never easy to move up in ranks. You're a grad assistant, then you moved on to Earlham College. Kind of talk about the progression for you. When did you realize the next step needed to be taken in your career to be where you're at eventually?
Yeah, it was kind of all, just happened, to be honest. I met really, really great people here at St. Ambrose, made great connections, and those people were able to move on and get opportunities and then bless me with those opportunities. So it was really just kind of, like you said, part of the progression. It was just kind of taking advantage of the opportunities that were given to me, but always try to make an impact on people and relationships that I make, so they do hopefully have those opportunities for you in the future. And I think that's why St. Ambrose is a great place too. You just get to meet so many of those people that will continue opening doors for you throughout the course of your life. So like I said, just kind of part of the process and going and knowing enough people to give me opportunities in the future.
You were a defensive coordinator at Kansas Wesleyan, then come back to Ambrose. The last few years, you've been defensive coordinator here. When Coach Magistrelli stepped down, were you shocked, surprised?
Coming back, you're saying?
Well, when he stepped down back in November, were you shocked or surprised?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was, I think it was a shock to kind of everybody in the program. Coach Magistrelli's been here a long time. He's been doing it, at a very high level for a very long time. So for sure, he's not like an old man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was. I think it kind of came to a shock to everybody in the program there that we've had such a tremendous leader over the last 15 seasons, and just kind of knowing that he wouldn't be there anymore was going to be different and obviously a huge change.
When that happened, did you see an opportunity? Did he approach you? What was the process for you of like you've always done throughout your career, taking that next step? Like, hey, there's a vacancy here. Maybe I should apply. Was he part of that process for you?
Yeah, I think as much as he can be. He obviously knew he was kind of on his way out and didn't want to, I guess, have too much to do with St. Ambrose, if that makes sense. But he was awesome to me. We met multiple times kind of on that transition of him being on his way out there. He was super helpful. So I obviously used some of his expertise and picked his brain and things like that about this whole process and becoming a head coach, and eventually once I am a head coach, kind of that process. So there's a little bit of that for sure, being able to like I said, take advantage of the time that I still had with Coach Magistrelli.
Well, obviously the first week, the first month, even there's that honeymoon process of kind of figuring out what you need to do now as a head coach. As you go through that, who are some of the people that you're going to be leaning on to kind of get you through the first couple of months, to kind of get your feet on the ground and moving in the right direction?
Yeah, really good question. Obviously, Coach Magistrelli has been super helpful already. Mike Holmes, our AD, has been awesome. Being able to just bounce ideas off of him, but more administrative things too. Just if I ever have questions, I know he's a guy that I can always go to. I've had really, really good mentors and leaders, in my career. Coach Drinkle, Matt Drinkle, who's obviously out at Army right now. Coach Gersh, Jeff Gersh, who's down in Texas at Angelo State. Those are two guys. Coach Micheletti, John Micheletti, who's a guy that a couple years younger than me, but we were out at Kansas Wesleyan together. He's a head coach now up at Mount Marty. So I have a lot of really, really good people around me that I've already told them I will be bugging them with phone calls and emails and text messages and things like that. So I'm excited for that part too, because there's obviously going to be things that I've never dealt with or had to deal with before. So like I said, I have really, really good people that I trust and that I can always put a call into and bug them a little bit.
So what will a Vince Fillip St. Ambrose football team look like?
Smart, physical, and resilient. It's kind of those three words that I keep going back to. I want smart kids. We got a lot of them in this program already. I want physical guys that aren't going to shy away and things that way, and guys who are resilient. Things go wrong in life and in sport all the time. You can only plan for so much. So, when things start going bad, how are we going to respond? So smart, physical, resilient football players, we can do some really good things with guys like that.
I guess another big question for you is, will you do any of the coordinating stuff like you did before, defensive coordinating, where you try to find somebody and just kind of focus in on head coaching duties?
Yeah, the hope is to do a little bit more head coaching duties, kind of have a little bit more say over both sides, or at least be able to split my time that way. We got a great staff right now. That's going to be things that we're exploring. Obviously, we have spring ball now too, which is awesome. We have some time, obviously, before next fall. So, like I said, I'm excited to get the staff back, start putting some of those things in motion. But yeah, the goal is to be able to be more of a head coach and be both on the offense, defensive side and things that way.
Well, Vince, again, congratulations on getting the head football coaching job at St. Ambrose. Good luck in the future, and look forward to all the things you have to accomplish at St. Ambrose. Time for our first break. Up next, we'll meet the newest member of the WQAD sports team. We talk with Camille Gear next on The Score Sunday.
The Score continues on WQAD News 8.